Alycats and you viewers. So today is my January 2017 pickups, and this will probably be the last big pickup video for a while because I'm trying to save money and I kind of bought a lot of stuff. It's an issue of mine. I shop when I'm depressed or stressed out or have urges for some things I don't want to delve into. So I'm working on that. So this is probably going to be the last big hurrah for a while, because I am going to be doing a couple of things that I think are more important than just buying random stuff. But without further ado, let's just get into what I bought, and you can either be like, oh my gosh, look at all the cool stuff, or she's an idiot. Either of those options is fine. I know the majority of my viewers don't really care about books, but I'm a huge bookworm and I kind of bought a lot of books, so if you would like to skip past this, you can, or if you'd like to see what I've picked up to read, that's fine as well. I'm just so passive today for some reason. The first book I picked up is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, which was inspired by an idea by Siobhan Dowd, illustrated by Jim Kay. I've read this, it's phenomenal. I want to see the movie as soon as possible. And it's a really good look at grief and learning how to cope with losing someone you love. The next book I picked up is The Disaster Artist, My Life Inside the Room, the greatest bad movie ever made by Greg Sestero and Tom Bissell. And I was really interested in reading this because I'm really interested in seeing The Room, which is considered one of the worst movies ever made. And I really wanted to read about how it was made in the first place, because I feel like if you want to do something, just remember that The Room was made, it's an actual movie, and you can do whatever you want to do, because if The Room can be made, anything is possible. But I really wanted to read about the history of the making of the film, and it just seems like a really quick, fun read. Next up, I got a book I've been wanting for a very long time, and that is Illuminae. And this is a science fiction YA novel, which I'm not reading as much YA as I used to, but since this is a sci-fi novel, I really wanted to read it. And the cool thing about this is that this book is formatted, and it's basically like call logs and emails and files, and it's just really cool. And I'm really excited to read this and to delve into it. I've heard it's a very quick, fascinating read, and I just love me some sci-fi, so super excited to read Illuminae soon. Next up, I picked up Misery by Stephen King because I love the film and I wanted to read the novel it was adapted from. And I've heard the novel is actually more brutal than the film, so I'm really excited to read about that. Next up, I got The Princess Diarist by Carrie Fisher because this is Carrie Fisher's latest memoir, her last memoir, and to honor her and her legacy, I wanted to at least get one of her books. And I'm really interested to see what this is about because I believe this is taken from her diaries that she wrote in during the filming of the Star Wars films. So I think that'll be a really interesting read. Next up, I got this book for super duper cheap. The next 3 books are super duper cheap books. The first up is Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this, and it's being adapted into a TV show on HBO that debuts in February, so I need to read it before it debuts. I've heard nothing but amazing, amazing things about this novel. Next up, I picked up Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I've heard mixed things about this, but it sounds like a cool concept. I never read it in school or anything, so I'm really interested in reading this. I've never seen the film or anything. I just really wanted to see what this is all about because I've heard so much about Lord of the Flies. And the last book, yay for all you non-readers, is Dracula by Bram Stoker. I've never read Dracula, and this is a beautiful UK cover, and I don't know how this ended up in my small town bookstore, but it was there, and it was like $3 for this book, so I'm like, yes, it's gorgeous, and I've never read Dracula, so I'm fixing it because I love vampires, and I need to read more classics, so Dracula. Now moving on to the films I picked up. There's not as many films as there are books, trust me. First up is Adam on DVD. I don't think this is on Blu-ray, which saddens me, but this is a fantastic film about a man played by Hugh Dancy who has Asperger's syndrome, and he meets a woman that moves into his apartment complex played by Rose Byrne, and they develop a relationship, and it's just a really, really moving film about how 2 different people can connect, and it's just a wonderful look at Asperger's and at relationships and about how we can achieve whatever we want to achieve if we put our minds to it. Next up, I got The Iron Giant on Blu-ray. I have not seen this movie since I was a kid. I'm really excited to rewatch it. I'm sure I'll bawl my eyes out, but I'm really excited to rewatch this. Next up, I picked up The Guest. Glare. Anyway, The Guest is a fantastic film directed by Adam Wingard, and it stars Dan Stevens, whom I have a huge crush on. It's a really good thriller. I've already seen it twice, but I wanted to own it because it gets better with each viewing, and Dan Stevens is just perfection in this film. If you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor and watch it. I think it's still streaming on US Netflix, so get on it. Next up, I picked up Her, which is a film that I loved when it first came out, and I really want to rewatch this. But it stars Joaquin Phoenix as a man who falls in love with basically his Siri-esque AI named Samantha, who is voiced by Scarlett Johansson. And it's a really interesting look at technology and our fascination and obsession with it, and it's directed by Spike Jonze, and I just really wanted to rewatch this again. That's why I picked it up. And the last film is Coraline. I adored Coraline when it first came out, but it's been so long since I've seen this film that I really wanted to rewatch it, and I wanted to support Laika. And this is a very dark tale. It's based off a Neil Gaiman novel of the same name, which I need to read. But if you haven't seen Coraline, watch it. It's not for young children, but it's a fantastic animated film. Now on to digital stuff and games. The two games I downloaded digitally were Day of the Tentacle Remastered on PS Plus because it was free, and I've never played Day of the Tentacle. I've heard nothing but great things, so I'm really excited to play this and see what all the hype is about. And I also downloaded This War of Mine, which comes with the expansion. I can't remember the name of it at the moment. But This War of Mine is a survival game, and I was just really intrigued by it. And since it was free, I was like, why the heck not? Also, I did subscribe to Amazon Prime Video so I could see more movies and have a wider selection of movies to choose from than just Netflix, and I love it so far. I actually prefer the user interface of Amazon Prime on the PS4 over any other interface on any other system because it's very clean and streamlined. So if you can get it on PS4, that's the best option, but I am loving Amazon Prime Video, and I love the selection it has, and it's a good supplement to Netflix. Like, if you can't find anything on Netflix, then you can go to Amazon Prime and find something that Netflix probably doesn't have, so I'm really loving it. So those are all my pickups for this month. Like I said, this is probably the last big hurrah pickups video for a while. And I know some people are going to be bummed out by that because I know a lot of people, this is their favorite video, but I'm having financial issues. I need to save money, so I'm sorry, but I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you picked up so far this month or whenever down below in the comment box. If you liked the video, leave a like, share the video if you liked it because that helps my channel grow. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like what you've seen and heard, click over here, there'll be my face, you'll click on it, and it'll subscribe you to my channel. Also, make sure that bell down there is clicked because that alerts you every time I upload a new video. And if you'd like to follow me on social media sites, all those are listed in the description box down below, along with affiliate links to help out the channel. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. I love you so much. Peace and kisses.